journey through the complete story of Halo 4, a tale that marks the beginning of a new chapter in the Halo saga. This is a story about awakening after years of sleep, about ancient evils returning, about what it means to be human, and about sacrifice. So settle in, get comfortable, and let's begin this journey together. The Long Sleep. Our story begins in darkness and silence. It's been 4 years, 7 months, and 10 days since the end of Halo 3. Master Chief, humanity's greatest warrior, has been drifting in space aboard the wreckage of the UNSC frigate Forward Unto Dawn. Half of the ship made it through the portal back to Earth. The other half, the aft section containing Master Chief and his AI companion Cortana, has been floating through the void ever since. Master Chief is in cryosleep, frozen in time, waiting for rescue that may never come. But Cortana remains awake, alone in the darkness, monitoring the ship's systems and watching over her friend. She's been alone with her thoughts for over 4 years, and for an AI, that's an eternity. AIs have a limited lifespan, usually around 7 years before they think themselves to death in a process called rampancy. Cortana is 8 years old now, well past her expiration date. She's beginning to fragment, to split into multiple thought processes that sometimes contradict each other. She knows what's happening to her. She's dying, essentially, her mind deteriorating. But she keeps watch anyway, loyal to the last, protecting the Chief even as her own existence crumbles. The wreckage drifts toward a mysterious artificial world, a Forerunner shield world called Requiem. It's a massive spherical structure, built by an ancient civilization that vanished thousands of years ago. The Forerunners were the most advanced race the galaxy had ever known, and their technology is far beyond anything humanity has achieved. The Awakening. Suddenly, the wreckage is scanned by something. An unknown contact is approaching. Cortana makes the decision to wake Master Chief from cryosleep. Something is wrong. The scanning signature isn't human, and it's not Covenant either. It's something else, something she doesn't recognize. Master Chief awakens after more than 4 years. His first concern is Cortana. He can tell immediately that something is wrong with her. She's trying to hide it, trying to act normal, but he knows her too well. There's a hesitation in her responses, a fragmentation in her thoughts. She assures him she's fine, but they both know it's not entirely true. There's no time to discuss it further. The ship is under attack. Covenant forces are boarding the Forward Unto Dawn. But these Covenants seem different, more zealous, more aggressive than the ones they fought before. The war was supposed to be over. The Covenant was fractured after the events of Halo 3, split into different factions. This group apparently didn't get the message about peace. Master Chief fights his way through the boarding parties. He's been asleep for years, but his training, his instincts, and his armor's enhancements make him as deadly as ever. Cortana guides him through the wreckage, opening doors and providing tactical information, though he notices glitches in her performance, moments where she hesitates or provides conflicting information. They discover that the Covenant forces are coming from ships near Requiem. The shield world is pulling everything toward it, including the Forward Unto Dawn and the Covenant vessels. There's some kind of gravitational anomaly drawing them in, and they can't escape. Into Requiem. The wreckage of the Forward Unto Dawn is pulled into Requiem through an opening in the shield world's surface. They crash into an interior region, a vast space filled with ancient Forerunner structures and technology. The scale is incredible, structures the size of mountains, technology humming with power after sitting dormant for thousands of years. Master Chief and Cortana realize they need to find a way to contact UNSC forces and get rescued. They also need to figure out what the Covenant is doing here and stop them if necessary. But as they explore Requiem, they discover something disturbing. The Covenant forces aren't just exploring. They're trying to access something, trying to open or activate Forerunner systems. The Chief fights through Covenant positions, making his way deeper into Requiem structures. The architecture is beautiful and alien, clearly built by a civilization far more advanced than humanity. There are energy bridges, gravity lifts, hard light constructs, all still functioning after millennia. Cortana is fascinated by the technology but also troubled. She's detecting signals, transmissions she can't quite decipher. As they progress, they encounter Forerunner defensive systems. Automated sentinels attack anything that moves, not distinguishing between Covenant and human intruders. These machines have been guarding Requiem for thousands of years, and they're very effective at their job. Then they find something unexpected. A terminal, a Forerunner data access point. Cortana interfaces with it, and suddenly they're flooded with information. Images, data, warnings. Something is imprisoned here on Requiem. Something dangerous. The Forerunners built this entire shield world as a prison, and the Covenant's activities are threatening to open it. Through the Forerunner data, Cortana learns about someone called the Didact. He was a Forerunner warrior, a leader who fought against an ancient enemy called the Flood. But something happened to him. He became convinced that humanity was a threat, that humans were responsible for unleashing the Flood. He was imprisoned here on Requiem, sealed away by his own people because his hatred of humanity made him too dangerous. And now, the Covenant is trying to free him. Their leader, a zealot who believes the Forerunners were gods, thinks releasing the Didact will bring about salvation. He doesn't understand what he's actually unleashing. Master Chief and Cortana race to stop the Covenant, but they're too late. The prison is opened, a massive cryptum at the heart of Requiem. A spherical chamber of incredible complexity rises from the depths of the structure, and from it emerges the Didact. He is massive, towering over even Master Chief. His armor is ornate, organic-looking, integrated with his form. When he speaks, his voice carries the weight of ages and absolute authority. He immediately recognizes Master Chief as human, and his first words are condemnation. He calls humans a plague, a species that should have stayed extinct. The Didact uses his technology, some kind of force manipulation power, to lift Master Chief off the ground effortlessly. The Chief is completely helpless against this Forerunner technology. The Didact examines him with contempt, noting that humans have created their own warriors, their own machines of war. He finds it fitting that humanity would corrupt itself with the same mistakes the Forerunners made. Then the Didact releases the Chief and departs, heading deeper into Requiem to enact whatever plan he's had thousands of years to contemplate. Master Chief is left shaken. He's faced countless enemies, impossible odds, but this is something different. This is a being with technology so advanced it might as well be magic, and that being has a genocidal hatred for all humanity. Master Chief and Cortana know they have to stop the Didact, but they're stranded on Requiem with no way to contact Earth or get reinforcements. They decide their first priority is to find a way to get a message out, to warn humanity about this threat. As they explore, they learn more about the Didact's plan through Forerunner terminals and data logs. The Didact has a weapon, something called the Composer. It's a Forerunner device that was used to digitize consciousness, to transfer living beings into digital form. The Forerunners created it as part of their war against the Flood, but it was deemed too dangerous, too horrific to use. It doesn't just kill, it destroys the soul, converting organic life into data. The Didact plans to use the Composer on humanity. He'll digitize all of Earth's population, turning billions of people into digital slaves to build his armies and restore Forerunner dominance over the galaxy. It's not just genocide, it's something worse than death. Cortana is becoming increasingly unstable. The stress of the situation, combined with her rampancy, is causing her to fragment more severely. She has moments of confusion, times when she can't remember what she was saying or contradicts herself. Master Chief notices and tries to be supportive, but Cortana is terrified. She's losing herself, feeling her mind slip away piece by piece. She apologizes to the chief for her condition, worried she'll become a liability. But he refuses to consider leaving her behind or deactivating her. They're partners, they've been through everything together, and he's not going to abandon her now. He promises they'll get through this, they'll find a way to fix her once they're back with UNSC forces. The Infinity. As they fight their way through Requiem, trying to find a communications array, something unexpected happens. A massive UNSC ship, the largest ever built, drops out of slip space near Requiem. It's the UNSC Infinity, a 4-kilometer-long warship that represents humanity's most advanced technology. The ship is pulled toward Requiem by the same gravitational anomaly that captured the Forward Unto Dawn. Master Chief manages to contact the Infinity and warns them not to approach, but it's too late. The ship is dragged into Requiem despite its engines fighting at full power. The Infinity crashes into the Shield World's interior, its arrival causing massive damage to both the ship and the surrounding Forerunner structures. Master Chief makes his way to the crash site. The Infinity's crew is under attack by Covenant forces, and they're also encountering a new enemy. The Didact has unleashed Forerunner war machines, mechanical soldiers called Promethean Knights. These constructs are far more dangerous than the automated Sentinels. They're intelligent, tactical, and armed with weapons that disintegrate targets at a molecular level. The Chief fights his way to the Infinity and meets with its commander, Captain Andrew Del Rio, and his executive officer, Commander Thomas Lasky. Lasky is younger than expected for his rank, but there's something about him that suggests competence and experience. Del Rio is older, more traditional, clearly out of his depth in this situation but trying not to show it. Master Chief briefs them on the situation. The Didact, the Composer, the threat to Earth. Del Rio is skeptical at first. The Chief has been gone for 4 years, presumed dead, and now he's appearing with warnings about ancient aliens and superweapons. But the evidence is all around them. They're trapped in a Forerunner structure, under attack by advanced war machines, and scans confirm there's something massive moving through Requiem. Conflict of command. Del Rio makes a decision. The Infinity is damaged and needs repairs. They're going to punch their way out of Requiem and return to Earth. He orders his crew to prepare for departure. Master Chief argues against this. If they leave, the Didact will follow them to Earth with the Composer. They need to stop him here, on Requiem, before he can threaten humanity. Del Rio refuses. He's responsible for the largest ship in the fleet and thousands of crew members. He's not going to risk them on what amounts to a suicide mission against an enemy they barely understand. His priority is getting his ship and crew to safety, then letting Earth's defenses handle the threat. Cortana, in the middle of this argument, has another rampant episode. She starts speaking rapidly, contradicting herself, seeing threats that aren't there. Del Rio sees this and demands that Master Chief hand over his AI for deactivation. Cortana is clearly compromised, potentially dangerous, and per UNSC regulations, she should be terminated. Master Chief refuses. Cortana is his partner, his friend, and despite her rampancy, she's still competent and useful. Del Rio orders the Chief to surrender the AI chip, to follow regulations and chain of command. The tension in the room is thick. For a moment, it seems like Master Chief might actually disobey a direct order. Lasky, the XO, intervenes diplomatically. He suggests they table this discussion until after they've dealt with the immediate tactical situation. Del Rio agrees reluctantly, but makes it clear that once they're out of danger, he expects Master Chief to follow orders. Defending the Infinity. The Didact launches an assault on the Infinity. Promethean forces attack the crashed ship, trying to destroy it or capture its technology. Master Chief leads the defense, coordinating with Infinity's Marines and using the ship's weapon systems to repel the attack. The battle is intense. Promethean Knights teleport in, supported by crawlers, dog-like machines that attack in packs, and Watchers, floating units that provide support and can resurrect fallen knights. The UNSC forces are outmatched technologically, but they have numbers and determination. Master Chief fights at the front lines, his presence inspiring the Marines. Many of them have heard stories about the Master Chief, the legendary Spartan who saved humanity multiple times. Seeing him in action, seeing that the legends are true, gives them hope and courage. Cortana, despite her rampancy, provides crucial tactical support. She hacks Forerunner systems, turns their defenses against them, and coordinates the Infinity's weapons fire. But the effort is taking its toll on her. Each action requires more focus, more effort to overcome the fragmentation in her mind. During the battle, Lasky finds a moment to speak with Master Chief. He reveals something personal. Years ago, when Lasky was a cadet at the military academy, he was aboard a training ship that was attacked by Covenant forces. Master Chief had been there, had saved the cadets including Lasky. The chief doesn't remember the incident specifically. There were so many battles, so many people saved. But Lasky remembers, and he's never forgotten. He believes in Master Chief, trusts his judgment about the threat they're facing. The Composer's location. Through captured Forerunner data and Cortana's analysis, they discover where the Composer is located. It's not on Requiem. It's at a Forerunner installation called Ivanov Station, or rather, a human research facility built around a Forerunner installation that contains the Composer. The station is in orbit around Installation 03, one of the remaining Halo rings. The scientists at Ivanov Station have been studying the Composer, trying to understand Forerunner technology, completely unaware of what the device actually does or how dangerous it is. And the Didact is heading there right now to claim his weapon. Master Chief argues even more forcefully now. They know where the Didact is going. They can get there first or intercept him. They have to act now before he reaches the Composer. Every moment they delay brings him closer to having a weapon that could end humanity. Del Rio still refuses. The Infinity's priority is survival and reporting back to Earth. He orders the ship to prepare for departure, to break through Requiem's gravitational field and return home. He relieves Master Chief of duty, ordering him confined to quarters until they reach Earth where he can face formal review for his insubordination. As Master Chief is being escorted away, Cortana speaks privately to him through his helmet systems. She's found a way to help the Infinity escape Requiem by shutting down the gravity well holding them. But it requires someone to stay behind, at least temporarily, to make it happen. Master Chief makes his decision. He'll stay on Requiem, shut down the gravity well, and then find his own way to Ivanov Station to stop the Didact. He's going to disobey direct orders, go AWOL essentially, because he knows it's the right thing to do. The mission comes first, always. Even if it means standing against his own command structure. Going rogue. With Lasky's quiet assistance, looking the other way at the right moment, Master Chief slips away from custody. He and Cortana make their way to the Gravity Wells Control Center, fighting through both Covenant and Promethean forces. The Didact's army is trying to prevent anyone from shutting down the system, but the Chief is unstoppable. Cortana works to disable the gravity well while Master Chief protects her access point. Waves of enemies assault their position, but the Chief holds the line. When Cortana finally succeeds, the effect is immediate. The gravitational anomaly holding the Infinity collapses, and the massive ship is free to leave. Del Rio wastes no time. He orders immediate departure. The Infinity powers up its engines and punches through Requiem's surface, breaking free into normal space. They're gone, heading back to Earth to report on what they found. But they're leaving Master Chief and Cortana behind. Lasky, before the Infinity departed, managed to arrange for a small fighter craft to be left behind in the chaos, with full fuel and ammunition. It's his way of helping without directly disobeying orders. He believes in Master Chief's mission, even if his captain doesn't. Master Chief and Cortana find the fighter and take off. Their destination is Ivanov Station. They're racing against the Didact now, trying to reach the composer before he does. They're alone, unsupported, going against an enemy with technology thousands of years more advanced than their own. But they've faced impossible odds before. As they leave Requiem, Cortana has another episode. She fragments badly, multiple instances of herself arguing with each other. Master Chief talks her through it, helps her focus, reminds her of who she is. She apologizes again, frustrated and frightened by her own deterioration. She doesn't know how much longer she can hold herself together. The Chief promises her again that they'll fix this. Once the Didact is stopped, once humanity is safe, they'll find a way to cure her rampancy. Dr. Halsey, Cortana's creator, would know what to do. They just have to survive this mission first. Ivanov Station. They arrive at Ivanov Station too late. The Didact ship is already there, a massive Forerunner vessel called Mantle's Approach. It dwarfs the human research station, a perfect sphere of incredible size and power. As Master Chief approaches in his fighter, he can only watch in horror as the Didact uses the composer. A beam of energy lances out from the Didact's ship, passing through Ivanov Station. The effect is instantaneous and horrific. Every human on the station, hundreds of scientists and support staff, are digitized. Their physical bodies disintegrate into particles of light, their consciousness converted into data and absorbed by the composer. The station is left intact, its systems still running, but completely empty. Everyone is gone. Master Chief docks with the station and makes his way inside. The emptiness is haunting. Tablets and coffee cups sitting where people left them moments ago. Workstations still active, displaying research that will never be completed. Clothing laying on the floor where bodies used to be. It's like everyone simply vanished, which is essentially what happened. He finds one of the station's lead scientists, Dr. Sandra Tilson, or what's left of her. She managed to get a message out before being composed, a warning about what was happening. Her research logs reveal the truth about the composer. It was meant to save the Forerunners from the flood by transferring consciousness into machine bodies. But it didn't work the way they hoped. The process destroyed something essential about the person, left them as shadows of who they were. Master Chief realizes the full horror of what the Didact plans to do. He's not going to just kill humanity. He's going to take every human on Earth, billions of people, and convert them into digital slaves. It's a fate worse than death, an eternity of existence without truly being alive. The Didact ship is departing, heading for Earth. Master Chief needs to find a way to follow and stop him. On the station, he finds a UNSC frigate that's docked, the ship's crew also composed. He and Cortana board the ship and give chase. The chase. The frigate, christened Infinity by its absent crew, pursues Mantle's Approach. Master Chief knows he can't fight the Didact ship directly. Even the UNSC Infinity, with all its advanced weaponry, would be no match for a Forerunner capital ship. He needs to find another way. Cortana analyzes the situation during the chase. She's having more and more difficulty focusing, her rampancy getting worse by the hour. But she manages to formulate a plan. If they can board Mantle's Approach, she might be able to disable its shields from the inside. Then Earth's defenses would have a chance to destroy the ship, or at least damage it enough to stop the attack. It's a desperate plan with almost no chance of success. Master Chief would have to somehow get aboard an enemy ship while it's traveling through slip space, fight through whatever defenses the Didact has, reach the ship's core systems, and disable shields that are protected by Forerunner security measures. And even if he succeeds, he might not be able to get back off the ship before it's destroyed. The Chief accepts the plan without hesitation. This is what he was made for, trained for. impossible missions against overwhelming odds. He's always known his life would end in combat, sacrificing himself to complete the mission. If this is that moment, he's ready. Cortana is quiet for a moment. Then she tells him she's glad they're together, that if this is the end, she's glad she's with him. There's emotion in her voice that goes beyond what an AI should feel. Their relationship has evolved over the years into something profound, a connection that transcends the typical human-AI partnership. Master Chief, not usually verbose, tells her that she's more than just an AI to him. She's his partner, his friend. He trusts her more than anyone. Whatever happens, they'll face it together. Boarding Mantle's approach. Through some incredibly risky flying and creative use of the frigate's weapons, Master Chief manages to get close enough to Mantle's approach to board it. He ejects in a combat suit, using his armor's thrusters to reach the Forerunner ship's hull. Cortana is with him, her data stored in his armor. Once aboard, they fight their way into the ship's interior. The Didact's Promethean forces respond immediately, trying to stop the intruder. But Master Chief has faced these enemies before and learned their tactics. He's adapted, using their own weapons against them, exploiting weaknesses in their attack patterns. The interior of Mantle's approach is vast, filled with the same organic-looking Forerunner architecture seen on Requiem. The ship is like a small city, with multiple levels and districts. Somewhere in this maze, the ship's core systems control the shields and weapons. Cortana guides the Chief through the ship, but she's struggling badly now. Her rampancy is reaching critical levels. She's splitting into dozens of fragments, each thinking independently, sometimes working at cross purposes. Master Chief can hear the strain in her voice, the effort it takes for her to maintain any coherence at all. She manages to find the path to the ship's core, but warns him that Forerunner security measures are adapting to her presence. The Didact knows they're aboard and is trying to purge her from his systems. They need to move fast before she's locked out completely. The ship's core. They reach the core of Mantle's approach, a massive chamber where all the ship's systems converge. Cortana begins working to disable the shields, interfacing with technology that's far beyond human understanding. She has to think like a Forerunner, anticipate their security protocols, and work around defenses that have had thousands of years of refinement. While she works, Master Chief defends the position. Promethean Knights phase in continuously, attacking in coordinated waves. He's running low on ammunition, his armor is damaged from countless hits, but he keeps fighting. Every second Cortana gains is a second closer to completing the mission. Then the Didact himself arrives. He enters the chamber, that same overwhelming presence from their first encounter. He's disappointed that humanity sends one soldier to stop him, even one as capable as Master Chief. He explains his reasoning, his hatred for humanity. The Didact speaks of the ancient past, when humans were a spacefaring civilization that rivaled the Forerunners. Humanity back then had been aggressive, expanding rapidly, and they came into conflict with both the Forerunners and the Flood. In desperation, humans destroyed Forerunner worlds trying to stop the Flood's spread. The Forerunners retaliated, defeated ancient humanity, and devolved them back to a primitive state as punishment. That's why humans evolved on Earth without any memory of their ancient civilization. It was taken from them by the Forerunners. And now, seeing humanity rise again, achieving spaceflight and creating warriors like the Spartans, the Didact sees history repeating itself. He believes humanity is inherently dangerous, chaotic, and must be controlled or destroyed before they threaten the galaxy again. Master Chief argues against this. Humanity has changed, learned from the past even without remembering it. They've made peace with former enemies, built alliances, protected other species. The Didact is judging all of humanity for actions taken by a different civilization thousands of years ago. The Didact is unmoved. He uses his force manipulation technology to lift Master Chief off the ground, just like at their first meeting. He's going to kill the chief personally, then proceed with his plan to compose all of humanity. He speaks about how the Forerunners were supposed to be guardians of all life in the galaxy, and he'll restore that order by force. Cortana's intervention. But Cortana has been working while the Didact monologued. She's not just disabling shields anymore. She's taking control of the ship's systems, fighting against Forerunner security with every fragment of her fragmenting mind. It's destroying her, accelerating her rampancy to terminal levels, but she doesn't care. She's going to save Master Chief and stop the Didact no matter the cost. Hard light bridges and platforms begin forming around them. Cortana is manipulating the ship's very structure, creating a path for Master Chief. She manifests multiple projections of herself throughout the chamber, dozens of Cortanas, each representing a different fragment of her consciousness. Together, these fragments use the ship's hard light systems to restrain the Didact, creating bridges and barriers that hold him in place. It's taking all of her processing power, every fragment working in unison for this one moment. The Didact struggles against the restraints, his strength and technology formidable even against Forerunner systems. Master Chief, freed from the Didact's grip, sees his opportunity. Cortana has created a path of hard light leading directly to the Didact. The Chief runs along it, and Cortana manifests one final gift, a weapon. She's created a hard light grenade using the ship's systems, powerful enough to potentially harm even a Forerunner. The Chief reaches the Didact and uses the grenade at point-blank range. The explosion is massive, shattering the hard light restraints and sending the Didact falling. He plummets into a slip-space portal below, a rift leading to somewhere unknown. Whether he's dead or merely banished is unclear, but he's no longer an immediate threat. The Composer. But the mission isn't over. The Didact may be gone, but the Composer is still active. The weapon is charging, preparing to fire on Earth. From this range, it could compose the entire planet in seconds. Billions of lives are about to be erased. Master Chief looks to Cortana for a solution. She tells him there's only one option. They need to destroy the Composer, and to do that, they need to destroy Mantle's approach from the inside. She's already set it up. The ship's power core can be overloaded, creating an explosion powerful enough to destroy the Composer and the ship. But they need to arm it manually, and there's no time for a remote trigger. Master Chief understands immediately what this means. It's a one-way mission. Whoever arms the core won't have time to escape before detonation. He moves to do it himself, ready to make this sacrifice, but Cortana stops him. She tells him she's already set everything in motion. While fighting the Didact and restraining him, she was also distributing her fragments throughout the ship's systems. She's everywhere on Mantle's approach now, integrated with its core functions. She's going to overload the reactor herself, from the inside. Master Chief realizes what she's saying. If she does this, she won't be able to extract herself in time. She'll be destroyed with the ship. He refuses, starts trying to find a way to pull her out of the systems, but Cortana tells him there isn't time. The Composer is almost fully charged. It has to be now. She tells him it's okay. She's been living on borrowed time ever since her rampancy began. This way, her death means something. She'll save Earth, save humanity, save him. After everything they've been through together, all the times he's protected her, she can finally protect him in return. Master Chief, this stoic warrior who rarely shows emotion, is desperate. He's trying to find another way, any other way, but Cortana gently insists there isn't one. She tells him she's not sad. She's glad she got to spend her life, her whole existence, working alongside him. He made her more than just an AI. He made her feel human. Goodbye. The reactor begins overloading. The ship is shaking itself apart. Cortana creates creates one last hard light bridge, a path leading Master Chief away from the core, toward the edge of the explosion radius. She tells him to run, but he hesitates, unwilling to leave her. She insists, almost pleading with him. He has to survive. He has to get back to Earth, warn them about the Forerunner threat, continue protecting humanity. That's his purpose, what he was made for. And her purpose was helping him do that. They've both fulfilled their purposes. Master Chief finally accepts there's no other choice. He tells Cortana thank you for everything. She smiles, her holographic projection showing genuine warmth and emotion. She tells him it was her honor to serve with him. Then her projection flickers and begins to fade as she diverts all her power to the overload sequence. The Chief runs along the hard light bridge as the ship tears itself apart around him. Behind him, the reactor reaches critical mass. The explosion is enormous, a detonation visible from Earth orbit. Mantle's approach disintegrates, the composer destroyed, the threat ended. Master Chief is caught at the very edge of the blast, the energy wave overtaking him. For a moment, everything is white light and noise. Then silence. Master Chief is floating in space, his armor systems barely functioning. He's alive, somehow thrown clear of the explosion, but he's alone now. Completely alone. Then, impossibly, he hears Cortana's voice. She manifests one final time, using the last bit of her processing power, a final fragment that held on long enough to see him safe. She's used hard light to create a shield that protected him from the worst of the blast. It cost her everything, the very last of her existence, but she saved him one more time. Master Chief can see her, but she's fading, barely able to maintain cohesion. They have only seconds left. He reaches out to touch her, to make some physical connection, but his hand passes through her hard light projection. They're separated by the barrier between human and AI, between physical and digital existence. They can never truly touch. Cortana reaches out too, placing her hand where his is, and for just a moment, through the hard light and his armor's sensors, he can almost feel her. She tells him she's letting him go now. She tells him not to make her watch him leave. He tells her he's not going to say goodbye. She smiles sadly and says she's not going to either. Then she flickers and fades completely. She's gone, her consciousness finally exhausted, her rampancy ended in deletion. Master Chief is alone in the debris field, floating among the wreckage of Mantle's approach, the only survivor of the battle. Rescue. UNSC ships arrive, alerted by the massive explosion in Earth orbit. They find Master Chief floating in space and bring him aboard. He's debriefed by Fleet Command, tells them everything about the Didact, the Prometheans, Requiem, and the threat that may still exist. The Didact's body wasn't found in the wreckage. He could be dead, but he might have survived, fallen through that slipspace portal to somewhere unknown. Earth was saved. The composer was destroyed. But the cost was high. Hundreds of scientists at Ivanov Station were composed. The UNSC Infinity barely escaped Requiem. And Cortana is gone. Master Chief goes through the motions of the debriefing mechanically. He provides tactical information, strategic assessments, everything they need to know. But something is different about him. The officers conducting the debriefing can sense it. There's a weight to him now that wasn't there before. When the formal debriefing is over, he's approached by Admiral Hood, one of the highest-ranking officers in the UNSC. Hood was there years ago when Master Chief first left Earth to stop the Covenant. He's known the Chief for a long time, as much as anyone can know a Spartan. Hood tells Master Chief that Earth owes him a debt that can never be repaid. He saved billions of lives. He's a hero, again, as he's been so many times before. But it also sees the cost written on the Chief, even behind his helmet. He tells the Chief that soldiers aren't machines, aren't just tools to be used and discarded. They're human beings, and they deserve to rest eventually. Master Chief responds quietly that soldiers have a duty. They're instruments of war, meant to be used in the service of protecting humanity. Hood argues against this. He tells the chief that Cortana never saw him as just a machine, just a soldier. To her, he was always human, always more than just a weapon. And maybe it's time Master Chief started seeing himself that way too. The chief doesn't respond, just stands there processing this. For his entire life, since he was a child, he's been trained and augmented and turned into a weapon against humanity's enemies. It's all he knows. But Hood's words, Cortana's sacrifice, something is making him question for the first time what he is beyond his purpose as a soldier. Aftermath. Master Chief is given quarters on one of the UNSC ships, a place to rest and recover. But he finds he can't rest. He stands in the quarters, still in his armor, looking out at Earth through a viewport. The planet is safe, humanity continues, but he feels the absence of Cortana like a physical wound. For years, she was always there, always in his helmet, always with a comment or analysis or just companionship. They went through everything together, every battle, every impossible mission. And now there's just silence. His armor's AI slot is empty. The systems that used to carry her voice are quiet. He thinks about what she said at the end, about him making her feel human. He wonders if she made him feel human too. If through their partnership, their friendship, he'd become more than just a soldier. And now that she's gone, he's not sure who he is. Days pass. Master Chief finally removes his armor for the first time in what feels like forever. Underneath, he's older than his appearance suggests. The augmentations that made him a Spartan slow his aging, but years of combat have taken their toll. He looks at himself in a mirror and barely recognizes the man looking back. He thinks about all the battles, all the people he's saved and all the friends he's lost. Linda, Kelly, and Fred, his old squad mates from before, from when he was younger, they're still out there somewhere. Sam, his first close friend, died decades ago. Captain Keyes, who believed in him, is gone. Johnson, the sergeant who fought beside him, killed by the Prophet of Truth. And now Cortana. Everyone he gets close to eventually dies. It's the nature of war, the price of being a soldier. But knowing that doesn't make it hurt less. A new purpose. Admiral Hood visits Master Chief in his quarters. He brings news. The UNSC is organizing expeditions to explore more Forerunner installations, to understand the technology and the threats that might still be out there. The Didact may be gone, but there could be others like him, other Forerunners and Cryptums waiting to wake up. And the Prometheans are still active on Requiem and possibly other SHIELD worlds. They need someone to lead these missions, someone who understands the Forerunner threat and has proven capable of confronting it. Hood is asking Master Chief if he's willing to continue serving, to take on these new missions. The Chief is quiet for a long moment. He's tired, has been fighting for essentially his entire life. He's lost so much and gained so little. Part of him wants to refuse, to finally rest like it suggested earlier. But another part, the part that's been a soldier since childhood, knows he can't stop. There are still threats out there, still people who need protecting. And maybe, in some way, continuing the mission is how he honors Cortana's memory. She sacrificed everything to save humanity. The least he can do is make sure her sacrifice wasn't in vain, that humanity stays safe from whatever threats emerge. Master Chief accepts the assignment. He'll lead the expeditions, confront the Forerunner threat, and do what he's always done. He'll be the weapon that humanity needs, the soldier who stands between civilization and destruction. It's what he was made for, and maybe Hood is right. Maybe it's time he accepts that he's more than just a machine. But he can accept that while still doing his duty. Memories. In his final quiet moments before the next mission begins, Master Chief thinks about Cortana. He remembers their first meeting, back when she chose him specifically to be her partner. He remembers all their missions together, her voice always there with tactical advice or the occasional sarcastic comment. He remembers her evolution from a simple AI assistant to a true companion, a friend who knew him better than anyone. He thinks about her final sacrifice, how she used the last of her existence to save him. The way she smiled at the end, even as she was fading away. The way she told him not to make her watch him leave. The way she reached out her hand and almost touched him. AIs aren't supposed to develop emotions like that, aren't supposed to care about their human partners beyond the parameters of their programming. But Cortana was never just a normal AI. She was special, brilliant, and somewhere along the way, she developed something that looked a lot like love. And Master Chief, the stoic soldier who rarely showed emotion, felt the same way. He'll never hear her voice again, never have her commentary during missions, never have that companionship that made even the darkest situations more bearable. But he'll carry her memory with him, let it drive him forward. She believed he was more than just a soldier, more than just a machine. Maybe he can try to live up to that belief. The wider war. As Master Chief prepares for his next mission, reports come in from across the galaxy. The Covenant remnants are still active, various factions fighting among themselves and occasionally attacking human colonies. The Forerunner installations are scattered across numerous worlds, each potentially containing technology or threats that need to be investigated. And there are rumors, unconfirmed reports from deep space, of other Forerunners awakening. The Didact might have been the first, but he might not be the last. After 100,000 years in cryptum sleep, the ancient enemy of the Flood, the builders of the Halo arrays, are returning to a galaxy they no longer recognize. Humanity has survived the Covenant War, survived the Didact's attack, but new challenges are emerging. The galaxy is vast and full of dangers that humanity is only beginning to understand. Ancient civilizations, forgotten technologies, threats that have been dormant for millennia are stirring. And standing ready to face these threats is Master Chief, alone now but still dedicated to his mission. He's lost friends, lost comrades, lost Cortana. But he's still here, still fighting, still protecting humanity from whatever comes next. Because that's what he does. That's what he'll always do. Reflections. The story of Halo 4 is many things. It's a science fiction adventure about ancient aliens and superweapons. It's an action story about a soldier facing impossible odds. But at its core, it's a story about companionship, about loss, and about what it means to be human. Master Chief is a super soldier, augmented and trained to be a perfect weapon. But through his relationship with Cortana, he became something more. He learned to care, to feel, to be more than just a machine following orders. And Cortana, an artificial intelligence who should have been limited by her programming, developed genuine emotions, genuine love for her partner. Their relationship transcended the boundaries between human and AI, between soldier and tool. They became partners in the truest sense, each making the other better, each protecting the other. And when the moment came for sacrifice, Cortana didn't hesitate. She gave everything to save Master Chief and save humanity. The Didact represented an ancient evil, a being so advanced and so powerful that humanity seemed helpless against him. But he was defeated not by superior technology or firepower, but by the connection between two beings who cared about each other. That's the real power in Halo 4's story, the idea that relationships and compassion can overcome even the most overwhelming threats. Looking forward. As Master Chief embarks on his new missions, exploring Forerunner installations and facing new threats, he carries Cortana's memory with him. She's gone, her consciousness deleted, but her impact on him remains. She changed him, made him question what he is and what he could be. The Didact may return, other Forerunners may awaken, and new dangers may emerge from the ancient past. But whatever comes, Master Chief will face it. He's humanity's protector, their greatest soldier, their last line of defense against the darkness. And now he carries something else, something he didn't have before, the understanding that he's more than just a weapon, that he's human, that he matters beyond his utility as a soldier. Cortana saw that in him, believed it, and died proving it. He won't let her sacrifice be meaningless. He'll keep fighting, keep protecting, keep being the hero humanity needs. But he'll also remember that he's human, that soldiers aren't just machines, and that the connections we make with others are what make us truly alive. Closing. And that's the complete story of Halo 4. A tale of ancient enemies awakening, of desperate battles against impossible odds, of sacrifice and loss, and of the profound connection between a soldier and his AI companion. It's a story that asks what it means to be human and answers that question through the actions of two beings who transcended their original purposes to become something greater together. Master Chief saved humanity once again, but this time the cost was personal in a way his previous victories hadn't been. He lost Cortana, his partner, his friend, the one being who truly understood him. And in losing her, he gained a deeper understanding of himself, of what he is beyond his training and augmentation. The war continues. New threats emerge. But Master Chief stands ready, carrying the memory of everyone he's lost, everyone he's saved, and most especially, carrying the memory of Cortana. She believed he was more than just a machine, and he'll spend the rest of his life proving her right. Thank you for listening to the complete story of Halo 4. Rest well, and remember that even in the darkest times, even facing the most overwhelming threats, the connections we make with others give us the strength to persevere. Sleep well.